Good morning. Welcome back to SBJ Week in Review. I am Keagan Holsey. To my left is Chad Holsey. How are we doing this morning, Chad?
Not very good. The day has started off pretty rough. You brought me some hot chocolate. Thought I would make some hot chocolate, so I put it in the Pyrex and try to get it to get warm. And
What's a Pyrex?
Pyrex, which is a glass container to warm it up in the microwave, the water. Measuring cup, and put it in there, and it never got warm. So I put it in the coffee cup and put it in there, and it got warm. But while it was getting warm, it spilt all over the microwave, so I had to clean all that up. And then,
if you would just drink coffee, you could avoid all that.
Well, you would think. And then, as I was cleaning up the mess, I lost my mind for a second and forgot that now the hot chocolate was really hot and took a big swig.
Oh, gosh.
And now everything in my mouth is completely burnt. I spit hot chocolate all over the kitchen, so I had to clean up. If you ladies find hot chocolate, I'm sorry. Had to clean up hot chocolate all over the kitchen, all over the microwave,
Okay, great.
all over the floor. And right now my tongue is, all the taste buds are burnt. And so anyhow, yeah, that's my morning. How's your morning going?
Well, my coffee making experience didn't go near that way.
Ooh.
I just pressed a few buttons and I had coffee.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that. I didn't know the chance of injury was so high and all the cleanup that was going to be involved in making hot chocolate this morning.
You got to do, with any hot drink, you have to do the lip test before you let it touch your tongue.
No, I just took a big swig. I mean, I had a mouthful. I just went all in. I was all in.
You should never do that.
Yep. Well, and so now we had hot chocolate everywhere. I've cleaned it up, hopefully. Might need to go back in there after we're done with the podcast and check and clean up all the stickiness. But, yep, that's how my morning's going. Going not so good.
It's freezing outside right now.
Yep, we're back to the bipolar January weather where it's 61 day and 24 the next. It's
so
awesome.
we were talking about that old tale where they say if you hear thunder in 10 days, you're going to get snow. Do you buy into all that?
I really don't, and this is what I did. When your mom said that yesterday, I went, fine. So I went, looked 10 days ahead, and it's going to be like 50 degrees. So some crazy things are going to happen for it to snow within 10 days.
Yeah.
But we do live in North Georgia, and some crazy things have happened. So we'll see. I worry just this bipolar weather, just it's all over the place. All it means is that we're going to have a really hot, miserable summer.
I think it means that, you remember last year, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, it was pretty warm in December, and it made February was brutal, and it bled into like end of April. It was still really cold outside.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay if we run in the 40s or 50s until July. I'm fine with that. I just don't want it to be 80s or 90s before July. That just seems crazy to be there that quick. So I'm hoping.
I wish it could be a good 68 year round.
68 would be fantastic. I'm not a big fan either of February because I feel like February is just cold for so long.
February is the worst in my opinion, weather-wise.
Yeah, I agree.
Here.
I agree. I feel like it just never ends. And it's a short month. Thank God it's a short month because
it's like February and August.
Yeah, the two worst months of the year.
Gosh.
I agree 100%. If we can get through those 2 months, man, you're smoking through. But we're already through day 12 of January. That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is day 12 of January. That is crazy.
You still holding strong to your New Year's resolution of having no resolutions?
Yep. And I'm winning. I'm doing great there. Yeah. Win-win for Chad. No resolutions. And but I am, trying to, because we have a cruise coming up, the church cruise, and I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. So last week I drank protein drinks in the morning, try to be very good at lunch, try to be decent at supper, cutting back on my sugar, cutting back on all that stuff. And weighed this morning, and I gained 3 pounds. So going the right direction. Things are going good.
Yeah. I mean,
worked out hard, man. I worked out hard. Like I was hitting the weights hard last week. I was putting forth the effort. I'm like, we're gonna burn some calories. We're gonna do this thing. Let's lose some weight. I gained 3 pounds.
Can't think of anything we ate that was bad.
Well, Mom did make that Coke cake, so that's.
I will say, Saturday morning I threw down ridiculous. It was an ungodly amount of biscuits and gravy that I put down.
Way a lot. I did not. I only had 3.
I did 6.
Yeah, that's 6 is just crazy. There's no way I could do that. I'd be sick.
Oh, and I was. Like, the rest of the day, I didn't feel great, but it was well worth it. That's my favorite.
Mom's biscuits and gravy are, the biscuits vary depending on what biscuit she uses, but her gravy and her sausage gravy is, like, pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's a treat.
That's pretty awesome.
Probably one of my favorite things to eat.
Well, it's good. It's good.
So, when it's around, I'm going to take advantage.
And then she made sourdough bread Saturday. Fantastic.
Very good. Yep. I had some last night.
I did too. It's good.
Well,
good. So your first Wednesday back, how'd it go with the teens?
It was good. We had a lot more people than I was expecting.
Like 31?
Yeah, and so maybe. I felt like it was more. But you could be right. I'll trust you. The issue with that is, like, the game I picked would not have worked with that amount of people, so I had to, like, last minute on the flies, throw a new game out there. But
a lot of youth ministry is that way. Here's the plan, but be prepared for another plan to happen.
Yeah, because I was expecting 20 max.
Right.
So when you throw 11 extra in the mix, it didn't work. Luckily, I had enough pool noodles and solo cups to do a classic that we haven't done in a while. And that went good. And then we came upstairs and played another new game that me and Haley found on a YouTube video. And basically, like, Haley draws a letter out of a cup, writes on the board, and then she draws another letter on the cup. And by the time she writes the second letter, one of 2 people up there has to say a word that starts and ends with that letter, and the first one to say it wins. That has to be a 4-letter minimum. So it was pretty fun seeing all the
nice
fake words that don't exist that people were coming up with.
That's not a word.
And some of them, like, I think it was Kinsey, she said one, and I didn't think it was a word, but she said it so confidently, I was like, yeah, point for Kinsey, because she sold it so well.
Really?
Looked it up, it was not a word.
So we need to make for sure when she's telling a story, she could be lying. She's good at it.
She's put it out there, and I was like, yeah, sure.
Really?
Works for me, and I gave her the point. But yeah, Miss Lisa's very good at that game.
I believe that.
We're doing the freezing thing again. Audio's going to be messed up.
It'll be all right. Maybe.
We need better equipment. Desperately. Better camera would be good too, so my iPhone's not being used every week.
Well, as money and revenue starts coming in for this project that we're doing, our podcast, then we'll be able to invest in our better equipment.
We're now offering ad slots. So if those of you out there have a company and you'd like us to give a shout, or even if you just want us to give a 20-second read just on you.
Just on you. We can just talk about you for 20 seconds.
We're charging $1 per second.
There you go.
However long you want the ad read, and all that money is going to go towards saving up for better equipment for the podcast, and whatever is left over, we'll just give it right back to the church. Like, me and this guy, we're not pocketing any of it.
Oh, I thought we were going to put it towards our retirement. That's fine. No, I'm good with that. Probably should have discussed it, but it's fine.
So yeah, if you're interested in an ad sale, hit us up.
Yeah,
we'll sell those to you.
Wow, let's do it.
Because I know a lot of you have companies, and I'm gonna start attacking you to get you to give us money.
Yeah, well, just so we can have better equipment. Once we get better equipment, we'll stop hounding you.
And how much more professional would be like, hey, this episode's sponsored by.
Oh, it'd be great.
It would just sound official at that point.
Yeah. Oh man, it'd be awesome.
So, anyways, Sunday school. What you going over in Sunday school right now?
Well, I wanted to finish Wednesday.
Well, I said my part.
But you didn't ask me about my Wednesday. I had a Wednesday too.
And you don't teach on Wednesday. Oh, you've started teaching again. Okay.
I've been teaching for a while. I teach the men's Bible study. We jumped into Joseph.
Yeah.
And his.
Too bad people are passing around love letters and not listening.
Hey, we did find a love letter, and if this is you, we need to know. It just was a little sliver of paper that just says, "I love you. You look really handsome tonight." So we're trying to figure out who's passing notes in church.
Logically, it's a wife gave it to a husband
who lost it.
But I like to imagine, because when I was in there cleaning up and I found it, my thought was, okay, well, who's in here last? It's the men's Wednesday night. It's only men. I thought it was funny to imagine a guy passing it to another guy, and then Dad brought logic into the equation, saying it's probably a wife giving it to a husband, and kind of ruined my moment.
Well, if you look at the handwriting, there's no way a dude writes that good.
No. Or draws a heart that well.
Right.
Hearts are difficult.
Hearts are difficult. And whoever did this has pretty good penmanship. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to assume it is a female.
We have an idea of who we think it is.
I've asked a couple of people, and they all said no.
Really?
Yeah.
The guy we were thinking?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, in fact, it's funny. When I asked his wife, she looked at me and she goes, no. Like, that ain't happening. So
there's only a few young married couples in there, so that brings alive my theory of man to man.
No, what it brings alive is there's some old people that are in the church that are in love, and I love that. I love that there's older people in the church that are still in love.
I don't.
Why?
It doesn't help with what I think is funny.
No, I think it's great. And so I don't know who it is. And if you know who it is, let us know. We would love to talk about
here's
it.
that old lady's handwriting's not that good. They're shaky.
Well, I didn't say that they had to be old. I'm just saying that it was definitely a female to a male.
So you're saying middle-aged, like your age.
Yeah, I don't know that. I'm just guessing. Am I middle-aged?
Well, I'd say 50 is middle-aged, and you're over 50.
I'm racing down the hill at this point.
You got a big toe in the grave.
Yep. So anyhow, we got a letter. If you want to pop in and let us know who you are.
Was it you?
Was not me.
Did Tracy give it to you?
There's no way Tracy's writing me a letter like that. She's not said I was handsome for a long, long time. Heck, I can't remember the last time she told me she loved me. So
you could be in trouble, bro.
So I definitely wasn't her. Definitely wasn't Alex and Haley. We checked on that. Alex started laughing and went, no way.
Yeah, no, I could have told you that.
And so we don't know who it was, but we would like to know. So, and by the way, if you're the guy listening before your wife hears, the note is on my desk, and you can come get it. And she doesn't have to know that you lost it.
Not just lost it, you just threw it on the floor in the auditorium like it was nothing to you. So if you're the wife that wrote it, then probably some conversations need to happen.
Yeah, y'all need to come to my office and we need to talk.
He didn't cherish you going out of your way to make him feel seen and loved.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, so we'll pray for y'all's relationship. So anyhow, we're talking about Joseph, and we talked about how he comes from a very dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
Sisters who are married. And then, of course, their servants who are part of the equation as well, and the nightmare that is involved there.
That's a funny way to put it.
And so we just talked about how Dad, his passiveness and his not really being involved and not really, doing what he should be doing as a father, led to. And then, of course, him having a favorite. Joseph was his favorite. It was known. Everybody knew it. And so there was a lot of resentment and a lot of things there. And then if you look at the life of Joseph, the one thing that you see is when he was 16, 17 years old, he's going around telling everybody about these dreams, which I believe was part of the plan. He had to tell the dreams so that the brothers would be mad, so the brothers would sell him into slavery. But, man, we're talking about crazy hate. They hated him so much that they wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
That's crazy thought, man, to think that I hate my sibling to the point, hey, we need to kill this dreamer. So that's crazy. So anyhow, we're talking about the life of Joseph. We're just getting started. If you're a man and you're not part of Financial Peace University, which we have a bunch of guys that are in that, you come join us. Then we also have our ladies Wednesday night Bible study. And then Financial Peace University, and I think we have a bunch of our guys. I counted at least 5 or 6 that would be in my class that are taking FPU, which is awesome. I think that's great. I hope it's working out good. Hope you're working on your budget. I know a lot of conversations happened this week. I don't think Scotty was real excited about sitting down and discussing a budget.
No more guns.
I don't know if they ever did talk about a budget, but I know. It was part of their agenda, part of the things they're supposed to be doing. So anyhow, it's kind of funny.
The Heights rock.
Heights are doing a good job.
They're killing that.
Yep, we were great.
But even, if you're a lady, Miss Denise also rocks. Go check out her class. Is it too late to sign up for FPU?
No, you just miss 1 week. We can get you caught up. We can get you going. Yeah.
So if you don't come to Wednesday nights, you still have your world is the.
What are you trying to say?
The world is still your oyster.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get to.
It was terrible.
So yeah, you still have all the options.
Yeah.
If you're an adult.
Well, on Wednesday night we have something for everybody, from infants all the way up to 3,000 years old. We have something for you. So come and be a part. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good conversation. We're going to eat a meal. We're going to have good fellowship. And just a really good night. I love Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights are great.
I like Wednesday.
Yeah. Wow.
I like Wednesday nights as well. It used to be my favorite night for the longest time. Now that we've switched to 2 services, I really like Sundays.
Yeah.
But both equally exhausting.
Yeah. No, they're good.
The next day's usually pretty rough on both of those.
Well, the best thing about Sunday is you have Sunday afternoon to kind of just chill and relax. Wednesday, you go home, go to bed, get up and do it again.
Yeah.
And so that's where Wednesdays, I think, is hardest.
After we've been here since 8 a.m.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So Wednesday's just like a super, super long day. On Sunday, after you eat lunch, man, you can go back and chill out, kind of relax. And
that's true. Because Wednesdays, but you do get up earlier for Sunday.
I don't. I actually get to sleep in on Sundays.
Wednesdays is 8 to 8.
Yeah, for you. Yes.
Brutal.
Yeah, so for me, I get to sleep in a little bit on Sunday, and I get to rest on Sunday. So Sunday's great. My only issue is my voice and making sure it stays strong through all 3 services. But other
you should
than
start going on vocal rest on Saturdays and Tuesdays.
Oh, just not talk at all?
Yeah.
Is that vocal rest?
Yeah.
I don't think I can do that. I'm not wired that way.
I think you could. Maybe not while driving the bus.
I don't say a lot when I drive the bus. Hey, good morning. How are you? Good day. Have a good day.
And you say a lot when you're getting on to them.
Well, but if you got them in line, you don't have to say a lot to them.
True,
That's kind of where we're at right now. They're doing what I want and what my expectations are, and things are going good on the bus. So I said that. Now we'll have an awful day today. So
yeah, right.
It'll be that. We'll see. Mondays are usually pretty good because they're tired and sleepy, and so you don't hear a lot from them in the mornings.
Fridays are the best.
Fridays are the worst. That's when we're hyped up and ready to go for the weekend.
Yeah. Well, in my Sunday school class, we're in Luke chapter 5. Luke chapter 5. It's where Jesus is out on the boat. He's getting on the boats with Peter and them, trying to get away from the crowds who are almost like attacking him, trying to get to meet him.
They're to the point like they're relentless at this point.
So he gets on the boat to get a little bit of ways from him. Also, the water acts as like a natural amplifier so he can keep talking. Then after that, we read the story of where he tells Peter, toss them nets back out one more time. Peter said, Jesus, we've been fishing all day, working all day. It's not going to happen, but if you really want me to, I will. He ends up throwing it, brings in so much fish that the nets were ripping. They had to bring in the other boat to come help. And there was so much fish on the boats that both boats started sinking a little bit, which is
that's a lot of fish.
A crazy amount of fish.
Yeah, that's not like 2 or 3 fish. We're talking.
Yeah,
we're talking a boatload.
But I mean, how much fish?
That's funny.
Because those boats, I assume, were pretty big. It's not like a little bass boat. Right?
They're probably a little bit bigger than a bass boat. They have one that we saw,
but not deadliest catch level.
But no, we're talking just a hair bigger than a bass boat.
So like pontoon, square footage.
Yeah, maybe not even that big, but yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I always assumed it was bigger, so I was like, that must be still a lot of fish though. To get it to start going downwards, it's got to be a lot of fish, and the net's ripping, all that. So, and we use that story to kind of talk about 3 attributes that God looks for in a disciple or a follower of Jesus. And the first was a sense of awe. And we used the verse where when they bring all the fish in, Peter falls to his knees and says, "Go away from me, Lord, for I'm a sinful man." Just that overwhelming sense of awe that he had towards the power of Jesus and how it's important. If you have that sense of awe, obedience follows. Unless you realize and can grasp how incredible God is, you're not going to be obedient to him because you're kind of putting your own self and desires above that. And the second thing was an acceptance of his mission. We use the verse where it says Peter left everything. His whole livelihood was the fishing boats. That was his job that he provided. He just left.
Well, that's all, and you got to remember that's all he's known his whole life. That was his dad's job. That was his dad's job and dad's job. I mean, they've done this for generations. That's what you grew into. That you knew that's what you were going to do.
So his whole life just left it behind and just trusted, saying, "All right, God." And it said they immediately left and followed him. He didn't hesitate. There was no time gap. They just dropped everything and went. And then the last thing was total surrender, which is the hardest one, but I think the first two are necessary to have total surrender. You have to accept the mission and be in awe to be able to even think about total surrender. And, that was pretty much it for us. But then we kind of moved in. The whole point of it was how Jesus isn't just looking for a follower, but a disciple, people that are going to go and be a part and advance the kingdom. You don't just get saved, get your little Christian title card, and then sit down and do nothing and just coast the rest of your life. But there's a role that you have. And so we left him with the question, are you a disciple? Are you a disciple-making disciple? We did a whole lesson on disciple-making disciples out of 2 Timothy. So we got to quote back to that lesson a lot. But the idea that you don't just get saved to now coast, but you get saved to now help other people get to that point. Be a vessel for God and His work. So that's what we talked about. And next week we'll be in Luke chapter 6.
Luke 6. That's good. Good, yeah, and I think that's where, everybody hears that and goes, man, that sounds really good, I want to do it, but then putting that in action, I think, is the difficult part.
Total surrender is just something that I've never seen anybody be in total surrender. There's always one thing.
What was the statement? The world is yet to see what God can do with a man that is completely, totally surrendered to Him.
Kind of.
That's what someone said.
I know the quote because I've used it before in a lesson. I think it's
close?
Is it the word he uses the word like consecrated or something like that?
I don't know. You're
It's
crazy
the world's yet to see a man fully something.
D.L. Moody said it. I know that.
Yeah, because I used that quote in Sunday school a while ago, or it might have been a Wednesday night. But yeah.
Yeah, great quote. But yes, that's true. So in our Sunday school, we're looking at how can you be an effective witness and an effective person for Jesus in our current world. So we, of course, launched and looked at Daniel and how Daniel was taken from his home. His parents had been murdered. He is now being dragged clear across the world to a foreign country, to a foreign kingdom, to a foreign language, to a foreign rule, a foreign religion, and all these new things, and so for him to go to the guy and go, hey, we eat certain food, can we eat certain food, and to take a stand. He made a decision early that, hey, I'm going to take a stand, and he took that stand, and we see the different issues that flesh out. We're going to talk more about that as our Sunday school goes, but we just talked about just for Daniel and just that moment to say, hey, as a child of God, this is what's right, and we want to do that. And he did it politely. He asked. He wasn't rude. He wasn't disrespectful. He did what he was told to do. But he said, "Hey, can just give it 10 days and let's just see." Mm-hmm. And so the Lord gave him wisdom. And then we see that even after he did that, when he was committed, dedicated, loyal to Jesus, that him, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were far smarter than everybody. By 10%, like 10 times smarter than everybody else. And that includes all the other Jewish boys. So the interesting thing is there's a bunch of Jewish boys there, but there's only 4 that took a stand. Mm-hmm. And so anyhow, we just talked about, we live in a negative world, and what does that look like for us? And I think we're blessed because we're in the Bible Belt. We're still in North Georgia. We're still, where people are very friendly towards Jesus, but some parts of our country aren't. And so we're still blessed, but just the fact that there are still some negatives. And when you start to see that, you watch the news, you look at TV, that kind of deal, and you think, man, that's scary, But even if that all goes away and we're taking off, say, whatever, to a foreign country or whatever, am I still going to serve the Lord? Am I still going to, as this country changes and moves away from God, what does that mean for me? Do I change or do I stay with God? Do I stay loyal? Do I follow Him? And then how can I be the most productive I can be in this current time. Because it's not an accident that we're here, right? So we're here for a purpose. We're here for a reason. And God has us here for a purpose and a reason. And we need to be fulfilling that purpose and reason. He knew that we'd be in this environment. He knew that it would be this situation. He knew that the world would be the way it is. And so we have a responsibility as Christians because he has us here for a reason. And so anyhow, that's what we talked about in Sunday school. Went really well. And very, very grateful for our class. We have moved back to the auditorium. If you've been in my class in the past, haven't been coming for whatever reason, we've moved back to the auditorium just to give us some space. We should have knocked down that wall. I have regrets.
Well, if we would have stayed outside a hair longer, I had a feeling Vince would have put a hole in that wall.
Yeah, if we'd have come a little bit later, Vince was already getting ready that day. We were going to tear down the wall. He was getting it prepped for it to come down. If we'd have been 5
Come back
minutes
inside,
later,
he'd already taken all the chairs out.
yeah, the dude was ready to tear up. He was ready to get it going, which I love. I love it.
That's the one part I was looking forward to that day.
Yeah, tearing it out. Well, so we probably should have tore the wall down. I'll probably sit down with the men and we'll rediscuss it, what we think. But yeah, I'm thinking knocking down that wall might be a good thing. But anyhow, in the meantime, we're going to move to the auditorium just to give us some more elbow space, give us some more room. It's so crowded in there, and it got to where people aren't comfortable and got to where people didn't want to come. So we want to create an environment where people feel comfortable and people want to come. So that's what we're trying to do here at Shiloh Baptist Church and in our Sunday school class. And I think Vince and Mickey and them, that class, empty nesters, are going to move to our old class. So.
It's a good problem that everybody's outgrowing their spaces.
Yeah, no. And so we want to make for sure we provide plenty of room for people for each class and each group and each person to continue to grow. That's ultimately what we want, right? Is for people to grow spiritually, for us to grow numerically, for people to be saved and grow, and just grow in the Lord. And so anyhow, that's what we're working towards. And so it's a good problem.
Yeah.
It's a good problem. So Sunday school went good. We had a good crowd. The other Sunday school classes seemed to go well. Good people, good groups. Everybody likes the donuts, and seems to be very, very popular. I have kids that leave that first service, they literally run me over so they can head out to get a donut. I mean, they are on the move.
I think during first service, you said something about, you were announcing, I don't even remember what's coming up, but you said we won't do Sunday school, just do one service, and you said, and we probably won't do donut time. I think it was Sierra on the front row goes,
oh, really? She sucked the air out of the room.
It was
How dare he?
It was loud enough I heard it from in the drum cage, and I started laughing.
That's
I was
funny.
cracking up.
Yeah.
But she was on fire that day because she also said, like, we've had some new members this year, and she...
Well, but you know what I found out? So we had a conversation with her during donut time, and she has been saved. And one of the things she was wanting to let me know is she's ready to be baptized.
Oh, right there in the middle of service.
Yeah, right here. Let's testify.
Awesome.
I've been saved. I know Jesus, and I want to be baptized. Mom's not letting me get baptized, so I'm going to go straight to the man that can make it happen.
That's how you do it. There you go.
So she has been. I said, well, we need to sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah.
But I think she's ready. Mom says, I just want to make for sure, that like she understands what she's committing to. I said, I get that. I said, but I'll tell you right now, Keagan's testimony is the same way. He was ready to go. When they're ready and they understand it, I say you let them go.
I agree.
So if she understands it and she's ready, which she seems to, but yeah, that was another reason why she was raising her hand. Hey, I want to be a member. Get me baptized.
I missed it because I was frantically trying to fix my situation because it was 95 degrees in that auditorium, which makes it 112 in that box that I'm sitting in.
Seems a little extreme.
I actually thought I was about to pass out. It was that bad. And my fan, I went to turn it on. Someone's unplugged it, so it doesn't work.
Where does it go to?
I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. I tried to look before the second service, and I couldn't figure it out. So I was just in there sweating to death. So I had to just leave the door wide open. I took my vest off, and I had my sleeves rolled all the way up to my shoulders because it was that bad in there. I thought I was going to die.
Yeesh. Well, you need to figure out the fan, and
here's the deal.
Yeah, here's the deal.
I just don't understand why we keep turning the heat on because we know once there's 50 people in there, it's going to get hot. You don't need the heater on.
But that's a problem. In the first service, there's not enough people in there.
But it was the first service that I was dying.
And then in the second service, there's too many people in there. So we go from, okay, it's really chilly in here to, now it's really hot in here.
Let's just keep it at 73 all the time.
73?
Not 73.
That's crazy.
68 all the time.
Well, we had it at 67, and that's where you were burning up at.
There's no way that was
I
67.
guarantee you. Yeah,
there's no way.
It was it.
Because I looked at it, and I'm going to be honest, I turned it down from the drum cage. It was at 70, and I cranked it down to 68.
It should never be on 70.
Well, it was.
Unless it's winter, summer.
People keep touching stuff.
I blame Trent.
Was he? Yeah, he was there.
He ran sound.
Yeah.
He was running
all
sound
right.
Sunday.
Yeah, all right. So it's Trent's fault.
So any issues falls on him. He's supposed to be the one in charge of that.
Sound guy's fault.
But also Daniel was back there. So you got to watch those two guys.
Daniel would never.
Daniel wants it cold.
Me too.
But then I walked in the first after Sunday school. Was it after Sunday school or after donuts? Probably after donuts. I walked back in there, and it was chilly in there. And I went over there and looked, and somebody had the air conditioner on. I said, we can't have the air conditioner on.
I was going to die.
Air conditioner.
If the people that are serving are at chance of dying, we should probably not accommodate to the people that just want it warm enough so they can sleep during church.
Well, I've decided
that's the only benefit to having it warm, so you can sleep.
So a couple of Wednesday nights ago, back before we went to Christmas break, I had it pretty warm in there because we had on Wednesday nights because we have a couple of older guys in there that complained about it being cold. And I said, all right, well, I'll let y'all win this week. Let it be warm. Then I looked up, we got 4 or 5 guys sleeping.
That's what I'm saying.
I said, we ain't doing cold. Yeah. We ain't doing warm no more.
Seriously,
we're going cold. You jokers are going to have to stay away. Yep, you're
and if you don't like it cold, just dress accordingly. It's always people in, they're wearing very thin clothing and they're complaining that it's cold. Wear some warmer stuff. Dress for the occasion. If I'm going skiing, I don't show up in shorts and a t-shirt, right? No, I wear the right gear for that.
I've had some
dress
people
for where
say
you're going.
They don't dress for what the weather is outside. They dress knowing that they're coming to church.
Me too.
They dress accordingly.
That's like, for the longest time, like at school, even if it was freezing outside, I'd wear shorts because I know I'm going to be running around in the gym acting crazy. Dress accordingly. Dress for what you're going to be showing up to. Wear a sweater and some sweatpants.
Well, probably not sweatpants. But anyhow, no, it is. It's good that we have enough people that have an opinion. So I think that's awesome. We've got that many people coming and that many opinions happening.
So many blankets in the auditorium too.
We are a blanket fest. It's crazy.
Every week when I'm cleaning, I'm like, holy cow, there's more blankets.
When you walk in there and there's nobody in there, you're like, I've never seen so many ridiculous blankets. This is crazy.
When it's empty, it looks like a homeless shelter.
It's crazy. It's crazy how many blankets
Which
there
is
are.
good though. Get a blanket.
Get a blanket.
Save your
Get
seat.
comfortable. Go to
the
sleep.
only issue I think is like when people don't come and their blankets there. Well, now nobody's gonna sit there because there's a blanket in the way.
Right. This seat apparently belongs to somebody else.
So I wonder if we should invest. Like right behind where you enter the sound booth, we put like some kind of shelves so you can store your blanket.
And so we put them up every week, and then every week when you come in, if you want a blanket, you go get a blanket.
And that could be someone's ministry, handing out people's blankets to them.
Oh, which one is yours?
Yeah.
Let me hand you your blanket.
Yeah. I think that'd be awesome.
I like it. And then that way, if you don't come, then the blanket's not just laying there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can put bed bugs in there, and so everybody can have bed bugs. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Ha-ha. So, all right, yeah, Sunday, we talked about judge not lest you be judged.
So good.
I think we need to be careful with critical judgmentalism, which we're all really, really good at. And we all lack in the department of, hey, there's sin here, and I'm his brother, and I see it, and I want to humbly help this individual with that. And I think it's a complete different attitude versus sitting there, oh my gosh, did you see the way they were dressed? Oh my gosh, did you hear what they said? Oh my gosh, did you see their shoes? Oh my, and just, y'all, look at that, they don't love the Lord. Did you just see where they sat? And it's so easy to be critical and be that critical judgmentalism. That is super, super easy. But to wrap your arms around a brother and say, hey man, I love you and I want to help you with this situation. I want to humbly help you work through this. That's a whole different attitude, a whole different perspective, and a whole different way in coming about it. And so that, by the way, is very difficult, very hard, and critical judgmentalism is super easy. And so we just need to be super careful about it. I think it's one of those things that's just easy to do. It's easy to just sit there and judge somebody, and have an opinion. Yeah, and it's contagious.
Your little rant in the second service about the biblical issue versus personal preference was really, really good. I really enjoyed that and wrote a lot of stuff down. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, well, so I think we got people that'll get all fired up and judge people over something that's not even biblical.
Yeah.
We're all fired up about something that God's going, man, that's really, you're really, splitting hairs on something that just doesn't matter. Yeah. And man, I know we as Christians, we are really, really good at that. We're really good at focusing on the non-essentials and not focusing on the essentials,
Yeah.
And
even your point of like with music, how you said, we could get so easily be so mad about music, which is a personal preference, and now we've spent the whole time being grumpy and having these hateful thoughts that now we didn't even praise God today at all.
Yeah,
we didn't worship.
You wonder how many people come in and go, well, I don't know the song, so therefore I'm not going to, man, if you don't know the song, look up there, look at the words and just see what the words are saying. God, I don't know the song, but if there's something you want me to get out of the song, let me get something out of the song. But we're all like, well, it's not the style I want. It's not the song I want. It's not the genre, and we go, man, we really miss the mark on worshiping the Lord. And I think a lot of times we make worship about ourselves when worship has nothing to do with us.
Even it's like, oh, I do know this song, but I don't like it, so I'm not going to sing or be a part. And at that point, when you are singing, then you're kind of worshiping yourself regardless of what you're saying. If you're only singing it because it's a song that you like, at what point is it self-worshiping and not worshiping God because you're not,
and that's
your focus
exactly
isn't on the right thing. You're here to not just say the words, but, mean it, feel it, have a moment with God. And even if you don't, know the words of the song, you close your eyes and have a silent moment sitting in God's presence.
Right. Exactly.
Do something spiritual. It's not just like, hey, we pick these songs because we know that you're going to like it and we hope you like. No, we pick these songs because it says good things about the God that we're here to serve and worship, and that's what we're doing it for.
Yeah. Well, and I think we get so wrapped up in our personal preferences, and devil's really good at that, right? To get us wrapped up in our personal preferences, that we then fail to truly worship the Lord. And like I said, even Sunday, one of the reasons why we turn the lights down for the last 2 or 3 songs is so that you can worship, so that it's between you and God and nobody else. It's if you want to raise your hands, that's between you and God and nobody else. If you want to clap, that's between you and God and nobody else. And if you want to stand there in silence and just have a moment of prayer, that's between you and God and nobody else. So that's what we're trying to accomplish. We've been accused of trying to do, you're trying to do a performance or trying to do a show or whatever. But there's a meaning and purpose in why we do what we do.
There's no fog machine or strobe lights.
Yeah, we're doing what we're doing is because we want you. Our goal, hopefully, is to bring you to a moment of where you and the Lord have a moment of worship. You and the Lord have a moment in time right there every week where you just kind of stop and just, worship the Lord. The sad part is so many people are sitting there trying to be critical that they miss the moment to worship. They miss that moment to praise the Lord. And man, what a shame. And listen, I'm guilty of it. I've had my moments, and I've had my times where my thoughts weren't right, and I wasn't thinking or whatever the way that I should. And I think everybody's guilty of it. But we just need to be super careful with our critical judgmentalism. It's one of the sins that Satan throws out at us, and we easily accept it. I mean, it's one of those things we can be really easy to accept it. I remember back when I was a youth pastor in Texas, and we'd go to the West Texas fellowship meetings, and as we pull up, we're already, we go to those different churches, and as we pull up, we're already,
Wow,
look at this church, and look at that, and look at their parking lot, and look at their sign, and look at their doors, and look at their steps, and and man, it was like us 3 or 4 guys, and we're walking in, and it was just critical judgmentalism from the beginning to the very end on the way home, and that's what we're talking about. Oh man, did you see that? And did you hear that? And bye bye. And I mean, that's awful. What an awful way to be. I don't want to be that way. I think if you hang out with people that are like that, you're going to be like that, and so you just got to be careful who you choose to hang out with. I just think. The Bible's very clear with the measure you've done that. And that's not saying, but here's another thing. And then a lot of people go to the far extreme and go, well, then that means I shouldn't point out sin. That means I should just accept everybody the way. Nope, we're not talking about that. Sin is still sin. Wrong is still wrong. And there has to be a point in your life where you say, hey, that's wrong. I'm not judging you, but that's a sin. And I'm not. It's not a condemnation on you, but this is what God's word says, and this is what God's word says on how to handle that, and I think that's important too. I think we miss that in a lot of ways where we're the Bible says don't judge, so I'm just going to sit back and not say or do anything, and that's not what the Bible's talking about at all. But if we're going to do it, let's do it in a way that helps people, not hurts people. Let's do it in a way that brings people along, not runs people off. You know what I mean?
And calling out sin isn't, I don't like what this person's doing, so I'm going to talk about it with all this group of people, but I'm one-on-one going to approach this person out of love and try to be helpful in that sin. I don't tell other people about it. I go straight to the issue.
Yeah.
I have a problem with what they're doing. I'm going to go to them. We're pretty bad about, we want to tell 8 other people first before we go address that person.
Yeah.
And now we've hurt this person, because it will always get back to that person that now there's this group of people talking about him. And instead of helping him get out of that, now we're just pushing him farther away from church because, the way
a bunch of hypocrites.
And
a bunch of people sitting there talking about stuff that's none of their business.
Be super, super careful, and what you say does have power.
Absolutely.
There's so many verses that talk about controlling your tongue, and
wow,
it's one of those things we all fall into. We all tend to naturally gossip. It's just how we're wired, because I have a good story that someone's going to want to hear.
Yeah.
But we're doing a disservice to that person by not, 1, helping them, but 2, also sharing it with other people. That doesn't help anybody. Yeah. All you're doing is hurting. So
it hurts.
Be careful.
So, yeah. Well, and that's we're preaching to ourselves too.
100%. 100%.
We're totally talking to ourselves here. This isn't, there's not a pick fest on. We'll pick it on everybody. And so it is true. And so yeah, we've got to just be careful with that. And then what's your motive? What's your motive in pointing out that sin?
That's the best.
What's your motive in letting people know about? If your motive should be to help a brother. Mm-hmm. And if your motive isn't to help a brother, then yeah, maybe you should shut up and walk away. And then, of course, it talks about dealing with the beam in your eye while you're messing with other people's mote. And I think we're really good at pointing out other people's sins and not dealing with our own sins. And so we need to help our brother, but one of the ways we help our brother is by dealing with the beam that's in our eye first. And then that way the Bible says we're then able to help other people that need help.
It reminds me of when you're a kid at school and there's a guy who's insecure about himself, so he needs to put you down so that he can feel better about himself. And I think it's the same way a lot of times when people call out sin, it's not necessarily to help that person, but it's because they need to feel better about themselves internally. Well, if I focus on the fact that they're struggling with this, I don't look so bad.
Right.
When obviously it's not the case. We're all struggling with something, and we should be equally helping each other get out of that instead of, I'm just going to push him farther down so that I can feel better about myself.
Right.
And that's where everything, if it's through prayer and through love, victory is seen through that. Whereas if it's through insecurity and, trying to put someone down, the opposite happens. We're not achieving anything.
Right. Well, and the whole goal is to help a brother, not destroy a brother. You know,
100%.
I mean, we want to help somebody along, and that's that whole deal. Even with David, he goes. Now I can take this fault and hopefully help somebody through my fault, through my mess up, through my mistake, and that should be, not that we're looking to fall, but when we do, we want to use that to help others, and I don't know. I think it's that motive. Most time when we're being critically judgmental, it's a look at you or look at them versus we need to help them.
100%.
We need to, and so I think that's where that is. And the Sermon on the Mount's been really good. We've been here for a couple of weeks now, and seems to be going good. We probably have, I don't know, 1 or 2 more weeks, maybe 3 more weeks. But I'm in no hurry. Seems to be going well.
I'm really enjoying it.
No one seems
like this last week's probably my favorite session of the series.
Yeah. So, but anyhow, yeah, it was good. Music was good. We missed having Jeff and Miss Cater, but I know there's going to be weeks like that. But Andy, you, and Haley did a fantastic job. And other than the broken stick episode, it was good.
Shout out
Tell them about the broken stick.
Yeah, so I was playing, and I had a couple people think that I dropped the stick because I did hesitate. So my grandpa didn't just give me some drummer gloves, but he also gave me a cup thing that mounts to. I mounted it to my hi-hat so that I have extra sticks right there where I don't even have to reach out my arm. It's literally right here. I can grab a new one. I'm not used to that being there yet, so I had forgotten, and out of a panic, I reached down first and then realized, I still have this here. So the reason why I stopped is not because I dropped a stick, because those gloves are working great, but I broke a stick, and it's not because I was rocking out. Sticks break over time. It's wood hitting metal. It's going to break eventually, but I guess people that don't drum don't know that or don't process that. So it's really funny, and I was rocking a little bit on that last song. I was rocking, if I'm being honest, but stick broke. I didn't notice it. I heard something sounded weird, and I looked over, and the top part of my stick was missing. And I was like, okay, that's why it sounds weird. So I threw it over my shoulder. I went to grab, and then it was quiet for a little bit. Remember, I had the cup, went back in. Well, I have a collection of broken drumsticks in my office, and I was carrying the broken stick off the stage. Mom asked me why I had a stick in my hand, so I held it up to show her. And then I looked up, and there's a visiting guy that I didn't recognize that was he was laughing and giving me a thumbs up, saying that's awesome, and so it's made me laugh because I was like, that's hilarious. And then
it's funny that a visitor's totally watching all that take place.
Yeah. And then another guy that I didn't recognize,
they've been here a couple of times.
He also smiled and gave me a thumbs up. And then I had Lamar Long in the back laughing and said, "Good job, buddy." And then Mike Henry gave me a fist bump. So I walked out going, "That's awesome. That's hilarious." I thought it was so funny because this visiting guy that I didn't even know was thought it was so cool that I had broken a stick and was making sure he gave me a thumbs up. So I thought that was pretty funny. And so I was cracking up about that. Came out here and put the stick with the rest of the collection.
Yeah. So, sticks break. That's part of using acoustic and part of hitting that rim. It eventually breaks. But I think it's cool that people are watching and invested and paying attention.
And supportive.
Yeah. That's cool. So, and for the most part, we have that for the most part.
Very
everybody's
supportive
on board.
Group, yeah.
We've got a group that really loves to come and worship the Lord, and they love to celebrate Him, and which is all we're trying to do music-wise is celebrate Him and make it all about Him. And so I'm grateful for all of our people that invest every week in our music program and invest in our sound and our online stuff and our computer stuff. And I'm just grateful for them.
Did you hear Steve knock over something?
I don't know what, I didn't hear it, but I heard Mom talking about it at lunch.
It was, I'm not exactly sure what happened because I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but I heard this loud boom in the sound booth, and I turned around and looked, and Steve Lewis is smiling ear to ear, just cracking up laughing, and then he kind of puts his head down. So I texted him, I said, "Smooth," and he texted back at the quietest moment too, of course. And so it was really funny. He must have accidentally knocked over something, but it was really loud and it scared me. I turned around and looked and was like, what the heck was that?
Well, and the funny thing is back there, it's incredible how stuff collects in that sound booth. So then if you move because of all that stuff that's back there, you knock one thing over, 2 or 3 things could possibly go.
Yeah.
I mean, so I probably need to just go back there and just chunk a bunch of stuff, get rid of some stuff that's just in the way. And but it's incredible, pins and notepad. I mean, just the stuff that collects. It's crazy. I don't know why you need 42 pins. You probably need
There's so many pins back there.
You don't need a whole bucket.
It also seems like an
pins.
excessive amount of chairs is back there.
Yeah, well, so we had
It was like 4 chairs.
We were training somebody Sunday who was back there. Somebody else was being trained on to do the online stuff. So
I wanted to say Bagwell, but I
think it was Sam.
Okay.
So I think Sam's back there and he's learning the online stuff. I think it would also be good to teach him the soundboard and the computer. I think he would be one of those good guys to.
Because then we had Trent on sound. I think Daniel on camera and Steve doing the slides.
Yeah, so those are 4 men in a very small area.
Yeah.
So
it's really cool though that we have that many people wanting to serve and get plugged in.
Yeah, and by the way, if you come to Shiloh Baptist Church, we do need people that are interested in learning the sound, learning the computer. The computer's probably the easiest thing. We also need people to help out with guest information.
And if neither of those are your thing, though, and you want to serve, please come talk to us. We'd love to get you plugged in some aspect. And even if the job's already filled, well, you can help alleviate some of their responsibility by giving them a couple weeks off, and y'all can have shifts. And I think everybody should be, aiming to serve to some degree. You get a whole lot more out of church when you're not just consuming, but also adding.
Yeah, I think so.
When you're playing a role, one, you get more out of it, but 2, it also commits you a little bit more. You have more of a responsibility to uphold, and I think it makes your attendance higher.
Oh, I think so. I think the people that are involved and have a ministry, their attendance will be higher than just your normal folks that come and just sit in the pew.
Yeah. So get you and your family plugged in. There's plenty of opportunity, plenty of different spaces, plenty of different skill sets that could be used for whatever you're good at. Do that. Nobody's saying step into a field you don't like. If you don't like kids, please don't go work with kids. No. Just don't do it. That doesn't help.
No.
But if you're good at shaking hands with people and holding the door open, guest information, welcoming, greeting, all that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of opportunity, plenty of different spaces we can get you plugged in at. But we've got about 10 minutes left. Is there a topic you wanted to go over?
No, not really. I do want to talk about the youth activity Saturday.
Yeah. So we did this last year. I had seen someone online do it, so I was like, well, we'll give it a shot. And it sounds like the weirdest thing ever, but our teens really enjoyed it, so we're doing it again. If you didn't come to it last year and you think it sounds weird, it does sound weird, but it's a lot of fun. It's a cereal and movie night. Basically, we play a movie here at the church, and all the students bring a box of whatever cereal they want to eat, and I provide the milk. And you just come and you eat cereal and watch a movie, and then you go home. It's as simple as that, but it's a lot of fun, and everybody seems to really enjoy it. The amount of cereal that was put down last year is pretty incredible. I didn't bring cereal. I brought a half rack of ribs that I ate because I had some leftovers, and I had forgotten to go buy cereal. So bring a box of cereal, come watch a movie. It's going to be a great time. All you got to do is show up with a box.
So when, where, and how?
Here.
Where's here?
Saturday at the church.
At the church, Shiloh Baptist Church.
This Saturday, I think.
Yep.
At 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Be there. It's going to be a blast. We bring all the we move the chairs out of the way, bring the couches over. If you want to bring, a sleeping bag, or, if you want to get crazy and bring an air mattress, whatever you want to do, because we only have a few couches and a few chairs, so that space fills up pretty quick. So
a bean bag would be great.
Joey brought one last year, Dad. It was huge.
Really?
One of the biggest bean bags I've ever seen. It was awesome.
Nice.
And so he was very comfortable.
My thing is, once you get in something that big, how do you get out of it?
It's hard to get out. It is hard to get out. But, yeah, if you have anything like that, a little chair you want to bring, I know Bentley has these really cool hammock chairs that are really sick. And
I love hammocks.
So if you've got something like that, bring it. Whatever you want, bring something comfortable.
It's going to be good.
If you want to wear pajamas, too, go for it. No one's going to be judging as long as you're
decent pajamas,
appropriately covered.
Yep. Decent pajamas.
Whatever you want to do it. It's going to be a good time. We have a great group. If you've never been to any of the youth stuff we've done, if you're just listening, if you somehow found the podcast and you don't even go to our church and you're a teenager, please come. It'll be a great time, good opportunity for you to meet people. So yeah, show up, be a part.
Yeah, that group's growing. You want to be a part of it. A lot of good things happening. So, and then Wednesday nights, we're going to do our normal Wednesday nights. We 6 o'clock we eat. I don't know what we're eating this week, but come and eat. 6 o'clock we eat. 6:30. Kids, teens, and Financial Peace University starts.
We're going to be in the book of Matthew.
Book of Matthew. Hey, we're in the book of Matthew. And then,
You always copy me, man.
No, I was there first. And then there's a ladies' Bible study and a men's Bible study. So we have something for everybody. So y'all come. We would love to have you. And then Sunday night, if you're part of Shiloh Baptist Church, you're a member of Shiloh Baptist Church, we're having our annual business meeting. Woohoo!
Yay!
My favorite thing, Sunday night at 6 o'clock. I am so jazzed about it.
Costs $50 to get in.
No, yeah, right. To help buy equipment for this podcast. No, I'm just kidding. But anyhow, yeah, we'll go over financials. Of course, we're running in the blue, the green, the black. We're doing good. We're not in the red. Whatever's opposite of red, we're doing great. The Lord's blessing. Done some good stuff this past year. We're going to talk about that, what the Lord's done, how He's done it, how He's going to continue to do it. And I believe as long as we're faithful, He will. He'll lead us in the right way. So we need to be faithful and obedient, and let God take care of the rest. So anyhow, that's where I'm at. That's all I had to say.
Shout out God and all the people that have made it possible this year.
Yeah, man. What a good year.
A lot of willing servants that we've had this year.
Well, I was thinking just back over all the new church members we've gotten this year.
Not just
the Lord's
like
really been blessed.
New church members, but like really solid people that I'm so excited to have in the church.
Solid, like good, solid Christians, people who have been saved, people who have been baptized. But even to watch people grow spiritually, it's just
so fun.
2025 was good.
Yeah, it was a great year.
It's a good year. So.
Very, very good year. So thank you.
But it's over. So now we got 2026 ahead of us. Let's make it good.
Let's top last year.
We're 2 weeks in, and the Lord has been really good to us the last 2 weeks. Averaging, if you combine both services, just a little bit over 200, and Sunday school is just a hair under 100. I'd like to see that get up. But I think once all of our sick people get well, that'll be a lot of sick. Yeah, so. I think once our sick people
we're praying for you guys.
Well,
we miss you guys.
Yes, if you're sick, we're praying for you. If y'all need something, holler at us.
We still never went and saw Janie Edwards.
We need to go see Miss Janie, see what she's up to.
Yeah, miss that lady.
Yeah, she's a hoot, man. She is a hoot.
She definitely brings a lot.
She is. She's fun. She's a fun lady. You should have went to Israel with her. She was great. She was great. She really was. She was really good.
She's very fun to be around. So. But yeah, well, hey, we appreciate you guys listening. Hope to see y'all soon.
See ya.
We'll catch y'all in the next episode.